Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and all the viewers watching this video right now. I hope you're doing fine and good, and welcome to another video in AKWITTI Talks. In this video, we're going to be looking at a challenge that the world is currently facing right now: racism, equality, and discrimination. Let's get right to the video. In this video, we're going to be looking at what is racism, equality, and discrimination, like I said. So we'll begin with what a race is. Now, a race is a grouping of people who share some of the same physical features, which is like skin color and hair texture, and non-physical features, which is like culture, history, religious beliefs, and language. Now, what is equality? Equality is when people are treated fairly. Everybody around the world should be treated as equals, no matter where they live, where they are from, the color of their skin, the language they speak, or their accents. Let's move on. Equality. Equality is about everyone being entitled to the same rights. It is not about giving certain people extra rights. It means treating everyone as individuals with respect and consideration. It is about acknowledging and appreciating diversity and difference. Now, the opposite or the antonym of equality is discrimination. Discrimination, we'll look at the meaning of that later in the video. Everyone has a right to live happily, freely, and be free, have liberty from discrimination. Let's move on. What is racism? Well, look at the race, a grouping of people. Now, what is racism? Racism is when people are not given respect, their rights, dignity, or value because of their race. So because of their skin color, you're not given respect. Because of your hair texture, you're not giving value. Because of your accent, you're not giving your rights. Because of your accent, you're not giving dignity. That is what racism is all about. Now, what is racial discrimination? Now, what is discrimination? This is when someone or a group of people is treated unfairly because of gender, religion, disability, nationality, appearance, or any factor when they are compared to other people. You can see in the picture you have a black woman and a white woman. They're not discriminating each other. They are friends together. That is how life is meant to be. Racial discrimination, on the other hand, is when people are treated unfairly because of their race. How might someone discriminate against another because of their race? A. Saying mean things to someone because of their skin color. B. Leaving someone out of games or not letting them join in because of their skin color. C. Unfairly blaming or accusing someone of something because of their race. D. Making fun of someone because of the customs and traditions they practice. E. Making fun of someone because of their language or accent. F. Being prejudiced against someone because of their race. The meaning of prejudice is in the description box below. Now, what can we do to help eliminate racial discrimination? No matter what our skin color, accent, or language that we speak, recognize the place we are from. We are all equal and deserve the same rights and treatment. We can also make sure that everyone feels included and welcome in whatever we're doing. We can also encourage people to tell someone if they feel they are being racially discriminated against. We can also have conversations about how racial discrimination affects you or your friends. You can also be aware of your own prejudices and make an effort to change them. And you can also Tell a responsible adult and get help if you think you're seeing racism happening. What is being done to tackle racial discrimination? There are several projects taking place that tackle racial discrimination, but in this video, we will mention two. Number one, show racism the red card. This is a charity that leads the way in educating children about anti-racism. They provide workshops in schools with ex-professional footballers to help children learn about the causes and the consequences of racism. They also lead training sessions to give teachers ideas on how to help their classes learn about anti-racism. We are all familiar with this team in the world, the UEFA, Union of European Football Associations. All the footballers out there are familiar with this team. This runs the campaign called No to Racism. This aims to remove racism, intolerance, and discrimination in football. They work hard to get the message across to the public that there is zero tolerance for racism. They have brought in tough penalties for spectators and players who demonstrate racist behavior. Now, people who fought against racial discrimination. Can we guess who this man is? Yes, it's Nelson Mandela. He was born in 1918 in South Africa. When he was growing up, black people were treated differently to white people. The South African government kept black people away from the white people, and this is called apartheid, which means apartness. A white person and a black person were not allowed to get married, have a meal together in a restaurant, or even sit together on a bus. Black people had also to carry identity papers at all times and were only allowed to live in certain areas. Now, Nelson Mandela joined a group called the African National Congress, ANC, and spent a lot of time trying to end apartheid. He was arrested and put in prison for 27 years. In 1988, the government ended apartheid and he was released from prison in 1990. He went on to become the leader of the ANC and the first black South African president. Nelson Mandela has been widely respected for fighting racial inequality and for bringing people together. What about this lady? Do you know who she is? Fantastic. She is Ruby Bridges. She was born in 1954 in Mississippi, USA, but her family moved to Louisiana 2 years later. Before 1954, black children were not allowed to go to the same school as white children, and the schools were often not as well equipped or as well taught as school for white children. In the year of her birth, the law changed so that black children could attend schools for white children. The state of Louisiana resisted the changes until 1959. Ruby Bridges' mother wanted her daughter to have the same opportunities as the white children and walked her to school. Many white people were angry, and for a long time she was in a class on her own and ate lunch on her own. The family also suffered with her father losing his job and her grandparents being evicted from their own farm. Ruby Bridges became an activist for racial equality and in 1999 established the Ruby Bridges Foundation to encourage tolerance and create change through education. This man, we know him. His name is Leslie Thomas QC. He was born on 29th April 1965 in inner London. He went to a comprehensive school where he had to retake his A-level exams. He studied law at Kingston University, London. Mr. Thomas soon realized that he wanted to represent people in court who had not been treated fairly, often due to their race. He became a barrister and a leading expert in human rights court cases. In 2013, Leslie Thomas received an honorary doctorate from Kingston University for his outstanding contribution to civil rights. Leslie Thomas has represented people in many high-profile cases and continues to defend those who have been racially discriminated against. And we have come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section below. If you think you are being racially discriminated, or your friends or your loved ones are being racially discriminated, please follow the given ways you can eliminate racial discrimination. Once again, thank you very much for clicking on this video, and I'll see you in another one like this one.